Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth, as always, is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing great. How about yourself, buddy?
Doing absolutely fantastic. We are here with the Regal Promotions Esports 360 Sprint Car Division. Tonight, it's the Show Me Shootout by Triplet Motors, round number 7, already in this season. It's hard to believe. Last week, we had quite a race. We're here at Lucas Oil tonight. I expect no different. Early thoughts from you, Tim?
It's going to be very on edge. We're going to be on edge here. Just look at the track already. It's already slicked off quite a bit. We say this every time we come to Lucas Oil Speedway. It's very tricky because what you think would be the outside lane is not actually the outside lane. That is inverted or almost flat invert, maybe. I don't know. You pick your poison on what you think it is, but it's going to be tricky for these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It always is that after you get so high, the track kind of flattens off and goes away from you. It always seems to cause a little bit of havoc here. Taking a look at Matt Hinkle, we watch his first lap. He's completing lap number 2 in his qualifying effort. Lap 2 better at a 13:21 second quick. Jay Schaff just went a 12:93 on lap number 1 in that number 3 machine. He's rounding out of turn number 4, crossing the stripe. Does he improve? No, a little slower. Lap 2, Richie Gaines, P2. Michael Skirring, P3. 13:12, 13:21. Skirring just improved to a 14. A couple other drivers out on the racetrack. Now Trevor Royer completed his effort at a 13:22, his best lap. Logan Haynes in the 2:31 machine. He's coming around to take the green flag. Brody Duche, Logan Trimmer, Alex Szerzynski, John Klimowitz, Fred Hoffman, all on the racetrack as well. Haynes getting a little loose there out of turn 4. That might hurt his lap a touch. No, not too bad. A 13:20, fifth quick on the board for now. See if he's able to improve on lap number 2. Across the line goes Logan, a little slower lap 2. Diego Alvarado, lap 1 was a 13:18. Driver of the 224. See, lap 2 was a little slower to 13:36. Spencer Putney in the 17 machine. He just got the green flag. Corey Denson as well. Mason Hannigan, our points leader. Mackenzie Milwain heading out onto the racetrack. Putney, 13:27. That's 14th on the board. Denson ran a 13:33, puts himself 16th. Lap 2 for Putney, a little slower there. Mason Hannigan, our points leader, went a 13 flat in that 22 machine. See if he's able to improve. Coming to the line right here. And just a tick slower to 13:04. So Jace Schaff, the only driver sub 13, Tim, with a 12:92.
Yeah, he's got something figured out here, and he's gonna look to improve throughout the night on top of the laps that he's been putting down so far.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for our first heat race this evening. On the front row is going to be Trevor Royer and Logan Haynes. Row 2 is going to be Richie Gaines, Jay Schaff. Row number 3 in heat 1 will be Brody Duche and Spencer Putney. Row 4, Greg Robinson, Alex Szerzynski. Row number 5 is going to be Nick Larry and Logan Trimmer. All right, remember the top 4 cars were inverted, and we are taking the top 4 out of the heat, go directly into our feature here tonight. Want to give a special thank you to Right Rear Racing. They are the proud sponsor of Heat Race number 1 this evening. Be sure to tune in and catch all the excitement live streamed on their YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow them on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube for more action. Eight laps of distance. You got to get in that top 4 to move on here tonight. Now, your drivers like Nick Larry, he's currently sitting second coming into tonight's point standings, so definitely, you know, he wants to move up a couple of spots, a couple of rows, Tim, to get into that top 4.
Yeah, everyone's going to look to, I have a feeling everyone's going to want to be somewhere in the top 2 here tonight. With the track being as crazy as it is, I wouldn't be so surprised if that was the case.
Yeah, absolutely. Trevor Royer in control. Logan Haynes on his outside, blinking just a bit. Royer leads him into the restart area. He jumps on the throttle. Green flag goes in the air. We are underway in Right Rear Racing heat number 1. Royer out to the early advantage. Richie Gaines trying to use the inside. And he's going to do so and move into second. And I think Brody Duche tried to slide in third, but Royer got really loose out of 4, and it kind of stacked up the top 4 or so right there, Tim. And it looks like the 231 of Haynes is going to be the biggest loser, unfortunately. He's fallen back to the 5th position out of the transfer.
Yeah, he got all the way up on that flat part of the track like we were talking.
Oh!
They're still making contact. We also had one spin towards the back. I couldn't tell who it was, but it was an orange machine.
I think that was the 83 of Robinson.
Yep, it was.
Top 4 currently. Szerzynski has moved into that 4th and final transfer spot. Plus 4, 8th to 4th. Duche 3rd, Gaines 2nd. Royer still leading. Then behind Szerzynski, you got Putney, Larry 2nd in the point standings, and Jay Sheff trying to move their way forward. Already 4 laps down, 4 to go as Royer finds himself 9/10 of a second clear of 2nd place, Richie Gaines.
Yeah, Logan Haynes a couple laps ago found himself all the way up on the flat part of the track again. He's now committed running down low in 1 and 2. He wants no part of that outside line.
Absolutely. The 17 machine of Spencer Putney is currently 5th on the outside looking in. Within striking distance of the 23 machine of Szerzynski, there's Nick Larry going up to the top shelf to see if he can get any momentum build up there. White flag, though, already displayed for the leader, Trevor Royer, as he works into turns 3 and 4 for the final time in Heat Race 1. Trevor Royer wins Right Rear Racing Heat 1. Richie Gaines will be 2nd. Brody Duche is 3rd. And Alex Szerzynski holds on for that 4th and final transfer spot. Spencer Putney, Nick Larry, Jay Schaff, Logan Trimmer, Logan Haynes, and Greg Robinson, the non-transfer drivers out of our first heat of the evening. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for our second heat race here tonight. The front row of heat number 2 is going to be Gary Mansberger and Matt Hinkle. Row number 2 is going to be Michael Skirring and Mason Hannigan. Row 3 is going to be Jimbo Rooney and Joseph Truskowski. Row 4 will be John Klimowitz Jr. and John Klimowitz III. And row number 5 is going to be Ty Dickinson and Ty Williams. A big thank you tonight to Admin Box, the proud sponsor of the drivers' meeting at every Regal Promotions esports event. Designed by iRacers for iRacers, Admin Box ensures seamless race control and efficient event management, keeping the focus on the action. Don't forget to use code RPE-sports-box to save 10% on your next order. Visit Admin Box to learn more and take your race day experience to the next level. As we are waiting on maybe one more driver to grid as they begin rolling now down the front straightaway. Another spot.
We should get a code for Admin Box.
I agree. They make really nice equipment for race control. Also want to give a shout out to Dirt Series Promotions. With years of experience in the sim racing industry, Dirt Series Promotions has built a solid reputation as a leader in high-quality racing, offering a range of competitive divisions like the ever-popular Dirt Late models. Be sure to check them out for some of the best racing action on the sim. Facebook, you can look up Dirt Series Promotions, and at their website at www.dirt-series.com. All right, Tim, you get the call for the green flag in Heat 2.
Oh, it's all me, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna have Gary Mansberger and Matt Henkel lead the rest of Heat 2 through 3, and Gary waits, he goes, he fires, and he gets a great launch over the rest of the field as Skirring looks to slide up, take second, not quite, as here comes Mason Hannigan, almost made contact with the tire. He looks to take over. I don't know. He holds on to 30.
Wow. Matt Hinkle,
a
big issue. Got spun around. He stopped at the inside of turn number 2. We're still under green. We're going to pick things up back up front with Mansberger, but Matt Hinkle, unfortunately, got turned around and loses a bunch of spots now in the pit area. Updated top 4, Mansberger, Hannigan, Skirring, and now John Klimowitz, who's fighting for his life there, Tim, in front of Ty Williams and Joseph Truskowski.
Yeah, they make contact.
Uh-oh.
Oh, into the wall goes John.
And he got turned around, was upside down on his lid, and that does bring out the yellow flag here for the first time tonight. Go back and take a look at the replay. So we were watching it live here. We'll slow things down just a little bit. You see John get into turn 1 and 2. Ty Williams drives the car way down on the inside. Car's going up the hill, and he just kind of drifts right into the 34 of Klimowitz. There, Ty's able to continue, but John's car kind of gets all out of shape and was bicycling for a moment, then bounces off the outside retaining wall, ends up on the lid for a moment, and slides down the back straightaway there to bring the yellow flag out. Every caution flag, fastest lap, and B-main tonight is proudly presented by 618 Engraving and Design. Whether you need custom hats, koozies, or cutting boards, 618 Engraving and Design delivers precision craftsmanship for any event. Visit them online to explore their incredible custom products. All right, we are back in formation here, about ready to go back to green flag action. Mansberger, Hannigan, Skirring, Truskowski, the top 4. 4 laps down, 4 to go. Hannigan takes a beat to the inside of Mansberger. They're going to battle, make contact out of 2. Mansberger has to gather it in. Skirring makes a little bit of contact with him. Skirring with a big move into turn 3 across the nose of Hannigan. No, not quite. Hannigan was there, and Hannigan back to the race lead. But look, Truskowski, Tim, has moved into position number 2 from that battle.
Yeah, it looked like Hannigan was just trying to give the spot back to Gary, but Gary got overtaken by the 2 other cars in between them now. That'd be Joseph Truskowski and Michael Skirring.
Absolutely. Mason Hannigan out of turn 4, gets the white flag here, and he's going to continue working the top side of the racetrack, down the back straightaway and into turns 3 and 4, running up top 9/10 of a second clear. Mason Hannigan, your points leader coming in tonight and winner of Heat Race 2. Michael Skirring holds on for second. Joseph Truskowski will be third, and Gary Mansberger, the final transfer car there. Ty Williams, Ty Dickinson, John Klimowitz the third, Matt Hinkle, John Klimowitz Jr., and Jimbo Rooney, the non-transfer drivers there out of Heat Race number 2. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for our third heat race here tonight. On the front row is going to be Derek Patetti and Corey Dentz. In row 2 will be Diego Alvarado and Ryan Sheet. Row number 3 will be Jack Burke and Jeremy Christensen. Row 4, Mackenzie Milwain and Fred Hoffman. Row number 5 is going to be Bowen Smith and Ethan Milwain. Field begins to roll behind the pace truck. As the green flag waves to start tonight's race, we are proud to welcome Third Party Gaming as the official green flag sponsor of Regal Promotions Esports. With over 2 years of experience in the iRacing industry, Third Party Gaming has established itself as a trusted provider of high-quality racing and competitive divisions. But that's not all. They also host thrilling tournaments for games like Rocket League and more. Be sure to follow Third Party Gaming across your favorite social media platforms to stay updated on the latest events, offers, and more. Pace truck peels off. Derek Padetti, Corey Denson getting ready to get us underway in heat number 3. Patetti in newer colors this week. He's got pink, black, and white on his machine, and he gets us to the green flag with a great jump over the rest of the field. Alvarado moves into second, Jack Burke third, Ryan Sheet into that final transfer position. Corey Denson finds himself on the outside looking in, and they're 3 wide. Bowen Smith, Mackenzie Milwane, and Corey Denson right there, and there's contact between the 26 of Corey Denson and Bowen Smith as Denson now loses a couple more spots. Jeremy Christensen improves to 7th. Mackenzie Milwane and Bowen Smith battling for the 5th position.
Diego got all the way up into the flat part of the track. That allowed the 17 to get by him. That's Jack Burke all the way down around the bottom. Patetti under fire. He did lose the lead from Diego a couple laps ago, and he snatched it back in 3 and 4. As we're gonna have possibly a similar situation here, but not able to just cross it over.
Jack Burke finds himself out front, but he's got Alvarado and Patetti side by side right there behind him. Then a few car lengths back, Ryan Sheet's under fire from Bowen Smith, who's taking a peek to the inside in that 0-1-2 machine. Sheet is up on the cushion. Bowen Smith might have found something down low as he is just ahead of him ever so slightly, working into turn number 3. Coming to 2 laps to go. This is the battle for the transfer. Patetti and Alvarado still side by side. Alvarado, Tim, got up over that cushion just a bit there.
Yeah, he's going to do it again. He's going to bounce off the wall. He's not going to have the momentum to... Are we still going here? No,
yeah, Jack Burke's working that through 3 and 4 on the inside. He's going to get the checkered flag and win. It's going to be a battle for the transfer. Alvarado second, Patetti third, and Ryan Sheet holds on for the final transfer. In Heat 3, Bowen Smith, Jeremy Christensen, Mackenzie Milwane, Corey Denson, Ethan Milwane, and Fred Hoffman, the non-transfer drivers out of Heat Race 3. Starting lineups here for our final heat tonight, Heat 4. On row 1 is going to be Spencer Putney and Bowen Smith. Or excuse me, this is our final. No, this is not a heat race. This is our B main, I believe.
The C main.
Man, I am batting 1,000. It is the C main. Let me correct myself once again. Anyhow, row 1 of the C main tonight is going to be Spencer Putney and Bowen Smith. Row 2 is going to be Ty Dickinson and Jay Schaff. Row number 3 is going to be Mackenzie Milwane and Matt Hinkle. Row 4, Logan Haynes and Ethan Milwane. Row 5 will have one driver. That'll be Jimbo Rooney.
Hey, you said you were batting 1,000. I'm no baseball, no watcher of baseball, but isn't that when you hit everything?
Oh, yeah.
Batting 1,000?
Yeah, I did hit everything wrong.
Well, I suppose it's batting 1,000, but not
batting
really.
1,000 on the wrong end of it, that's for sure. Well, anyways, how many we taking out of this C main, Tim, now that we got that straightened out?
Well, it's not a C main. This is the first B main, I guess. I forgot. Because we're taking 5 to the feature.
Okay.
It just shows up as a C main, but this is being treated as a B main, I guess. I suppose.
All right, B main number 1 up here. 5 drivers transfer out of this into the feature. So if you're Mackenzie Milwane back here, you definitely want to stay in that spot. You don't want to allow Hinkle, Ethan Milwane, or Jimbo Rooney up in front of you. Putney and Smith will lead us to green in B main number 1. Putney with the good jump. Gets that early advantage into turn 1. Bowen Smith got to be careful. Gets up a little bit too high. Jay Schaff powers by on the inside. Now Bowen Smith, Ty Dickinson, almost 4 wide as you got Mackenzie Milway. Matt Hinkle was right there down on the inside. But Ty Dickinson into position 4. Mackenzie Milway 5th, and they're spinning back behind. I think one car's up and over, Jimbo Rooney, and Matt Hinkle got tangled up at the top side of turn number 2. They're heavy damage to Jimbo's machine. We'll go back and take a look at exactly how this unfolded. You see Jimbo working into turns 3 and 4 here, trailing the field, and you see the contact there in front. That was between Mackenzie Milway and Matt Hinkle. Matt Hinkle in the 47 trying to get his car right as he enters turn 1. Jimbo Rooney down on the inside. Down low in the 31 machine, and the rear axle was broken, was really slow. The 37 went around. Jimbo just had nowhere to go. And his car got turned around and went right up in front of the 47 of Hinkle. So just a chain reaction event there in turns 1 and 2. Regal Promotions Esports is proud to welcome Dirt Slingers Racing League as the official league sponsor of RPES. A staple in the iRacing Dirt community, DSRL has built a reputation for delivering top-tier complete competition and exciting on-track action for drivers of all skill levels. Be sure to follow Dirt Slingers Racing League on Facebook or on their website to stay up to date on their latest events. A big thank you to DSRL for supporting RPES and helping us bring the best in virtual dirt racing to fans around the world. All right, Tim, still got 8 laps to go in this one. Get us going.
All right, we're going to be firing off here as Spencer Putney, he leads him down into turn 1 and 2. He chooses the high side and immediately possibly regrets it as Jay Schaff gets to the inside, and also Ty Dickinson, he's up there. Or, I'm sorry, that's Bowen Smith. My camera's all messed up here.
And Bowen Smith still using the inside as he did back there a few moments ago in his heat race. As it's working pretty well for that 0-1-2 machine. He improves to the lead. Schaff now back to P2. Putney has fallen to the 3rd spot. Ty Dickinson in the 67 machine in a transfer position in 4th. Then Mackenzie Milway and Logan Haynes battling for the 5th and final transfer position. Oh, Dickinson got really loose out of 4 and went right in front of the 31, the 231 of Haynes. Dickinson now finds himself 5th on the chopping block as he is just a couple car lengths ahead of the 47 of Matt Hinkle. And then is a mad dash back here.
Just hang on there, Ty.
We say that, and Schaff and Bowen Smith were side by side for the race lead. Schaff's going to throw a big slider through 3 and 4 and lead the lap, but Bowen Smith's going to charge back to the inside, and Jimbo Rooney slow in turns 1 and 2 right in front of the leaders. Take a look at exactly what happened to the 27 of Rooney. Riding along by himself as he worked down into turn 1 and 2 and just entered a lot faster than the 37 of Ethan Milway. He tags the 37 and gets spun around backwards and just couldn't get the car righted. Here comes the race leaders. Yellow flag had to be displayed. Sometimes luck isn't on your side, but Premier Racing Setups is here to recognize those who power through adversity with the Hard Luck Award. Offering high quality custom racing setups, Premier Racing Setups helps you unlock your full potential on the track. Find them on nearly any social media platform and discover the setups that will boost your speed today. A big thank you to Quero Studios, the mastermind behind our exciting pill draw bot in Discord. Adding a unique level of excitement to many of our special events, Quero Studios also specializes in creating custom websites for your brand. Whether you need a website upgrade or want to spice up your event, Quero Studios has you covered. Join their Discord or visit QueroStudios.com today. Jay Schaff into the restart area, jumps on the throttle, green flag back in the air, 2 more laps remaining in this first B main. Bowen Smith following back about 4 cars back, but going to close that advantage a little bit down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Schaff down to the inside, Bowen Smith up on the outside, white flag in the air for Schaff. Is he going to be able to hold on for the B main win? As Bowen Smith closes in a little bit more, what's Schaff got to do down here in 3 and 4? Play defensive and run the inside. Out of turn 4, Jay Schaff wins B main 1. Bowen Smith second, Spencer Putney third, Mackenzie Milwane holds on for 4th, and Matt Hinkle in the 5th spot. Ty Dickinson, Logan Haynes, Jimbo Rooney, and Ethan Milwane, the non-transfer drivers there out of B main number 1. Starting lineup for B main number 2 tonight. It's going to be Ty Williams and Nick Larry on row 1. Jeremy Christensen, John Klimowitz, the 3rd, row 2. Logan Trimmer, Corey Denson, row 3. John Klimowitz Jr. and Greg Robinson, row 4. And Fred Hoffman, the only driver there, in row 5. All right, are we taking another 5 drivers, Tim?
Yes.
All right, top 5 is the magic number.
The 5. It'll be 5. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't even know what's going on. What are you asking?
How many transfer here?
Yeah, 5.
5, okay.
I was listening to race control.
I got it. It's all good. Special thank you to Richard Murtaugh Driving Academy for being the proud presenting sponsor of our league. Each night, they generously award several of our drivers with a 1-month membership through our random drawing bonus. Want to sharpen your skills behind the wheel? Check out RMR on Facebook or visit their website today to see how they can help get you up to speed. Pace truck's about to peel off. Ty Williams, Nick Larry on the front row. Green flag in the air. We are underway in B main 2. Ooh, somebody gets a shot from behind there. I think that was Klimowitz into the 45 machine, or actually that's the 148 of Logan Trimmer, but it's showing 45 on his car.
Logan kept it straight. He's still in a transfer spot. He's actually battling with, I believe that's a teammate there, KBM.
Yeah, I think it is. Corey Denson is a teammate there. They're still side by side. They moved and flip-flop. They were running inside to outside, and now the outside car is on the inside. So they continue to work around. Corey Denson into 26 is the final transfer car, but he's got 34 of John Klimowitz Jr. closing in fast behind him. Up front, Ty Williams leads by a half a second over Nick Larry as we complete 4 laps, still 6 to go.
Well, this is gonna be a good.
Oh, Trimmer's getting pinched in the outside wall. I don't think Christensen knew he was there, and luckily they're both able to continue without major issue here, but there might be a little bit of damage to Logan Trimmer's machine.
I was just gonna say this is gonna be a good B main for the KBM group, as they got 3 of the 5 spots available.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't look now, the 34 of John Klimowitz Jr. slowly creeping into the picture. He's in position 6, just needs 1 spot for the transfer. 3 more laps for him in that 34. Fred Hoffman down on the inside trying to make a late charge there as well in the 13.
This is going to be a close race to the end here, as we got 2 laps to go. Jeremy trying to just hang on. He shuts the door on John in the 34 machine. as John works his way possibly around the outside. Door shut again.
Yeah, white flag. They have a half a lap remaining. The battle is right here. Christensen, Klimowitz, the final transfer. Klimowitz up on the outside. Christensen on the inside. Out of turn 4, and they're drag racing to the line. Christensen holds on for the final transfer spot in an epic finish. Ty Williams wins the B main 2. Nick Larry, Corey Denson, Logan Trimmer, the other transfer cars. John Klimowitz Jr. and the host behind him, the non-transferees. But what a finish coming to the line. Shades of Darlington 2003 with Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven there. What a finish. As the driver's heading out onto the racetrack now for the warm-up session. While they do so, we're going to step aside and get a quick word from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Do you want to dominate the track? RMR Driving Academy is your shortcut to success. With private coaching, weekly track guides, and insider tips and tricks, we'll help you sharpen your skills and race smarter. From the high-speed NASCAR Next Gen to the thrilling winged sprint cars and rugged dirt late models, we cover it all. Learn to win with expert coaching and exclusive strategies. Visit rmrdrivingacademy.com today. RMR Driving Academy, the shortcut to success.
All right, everybody, welcome back into the Buckeye Racing Network. Big shout out to Premier Racing Setups and the Richard Murtaugh Racing Driving Academy. Don't forget to use the code Buckeye15 for 15% off a setup pack. Try Premier Racing Setups today. Row number 1 in our feature tonight is going to be at Trevor Royer and Mason Hannigan. Row 2 will be Jack Burke and Richie Gaines. Row 3, Michael Skirring and Diego Alvarado. Row 4, Brody Duche and Joseph Truskowski. Row 5, Derek Patetti, Alex Szerzynski. Row 6, Gary Mansberger and Ryan Sheet. Row number 7 will be Jay Schaff and Ty Williams. Row 8, Bowen Smith and Nick Larry. Row 9, Spencer Putney, Corey Denson. Row 10, Mackenzie Milwain, Logan Trimmer. And row number 11 is going to be Matt Hinkle and Jeremy Christensen. All right, Tim, it's that time. Who's your driver to watch tonight?
Oh boy, you can pick anyone from this field, but I'm gonna have to keep my eye. Oh boy, that's a tough one. I'll keep my eye on Hannigan, outside pole. He's gonna look to take over and run away with it.
I gotta kind of do a quick fire shot. I'm going to keep my eye on the 07 of Michael Skirring. He's shown some speed tonight. Let's see what he can do in the feature. Green flag in the air. We're ready to rock and roll for 30 laps around the Lucas Oil Speedway. Trevor Royer, Mason Hannigan charging down the back straightaway for the first time. Hannigan down to the inside. Trevor Royer up on the outside. Hannigan's going to make the low line work and lead the opening circuit here in the feature. Royer gets up over the cushion and he causes a little bit of havoc as the 111 machine of Richie Gaines gets turned around, and I think that was the 224 of Diego Alvarado that got hung up on the outside. They're trying to get around. Yeah, let's go back and see exactly what happened there. Keep an eye on that 11 machine as they got kind of stacked up into one. Trevor Royer missed the outside ever so slightly. Richie Gaines was right there. Gaines had to jump out of the throttle just a bit. Alvarado tags the tail tank of Gaines, spins Gaines completely around. Look at the rest of the drivers. Really did a great job working their way by the 11 machine there. Alvarado was just slow up top, but I don't think either driver with any catastrophic damage to their vehicles both be able to continue on. Two laps complete and Hannigan already to the lead. Regal Promotions Esports is excited to welcome TJ Visuals as the presenting sponsor of the Hard Charger Award at each event. Known for creating eye-catching social media graphics, TJ Visuals currently works with numerous real-life drivers across the country and most recently, Regal Promotions Esports helping evaluate their online presence. Whether it's race promotions, result graphics, or more, TJ Visuals brings a professional touch your race team or league needs. Be sure to follow TJ Visuals on Facebook and Instagram to view their latest designs and updates. We're back to green flag racing here. Hannigan Royer gains the top three. And we look a little bit further back through the field, and they're side by side. Here's Gary Mansberger, Alex Szerzynski. That's for the 7th position. Mansberger down on the inside, Szerzynski up on the outside. As I believe Richie Gaines starting to charge back up through as he looks to the inside of Trevor Royer. Now takes a peek to the outside. Got to be careful. Gets a little bit too high there and hurts his exit speed. Jack Burke working the inside in that 17 machine. So he looks to improve a spot over the 111 of Richie Gaines. Up front, it's all Mason Hannigan as he tags the wall with a 1.2 second advantage over the 90 of Trevor Royer.
He still gained a second over Royer, even with that, I guess, a huge mistake on his end. Is he still putting a pretty good-sized gap between him and Royer? Royer's all the way up against the wall in 3 and 4, trying to just find some sort of pace to run Hannigan down.
Yeah, absolutely, as the gap now grows to 1.6 seconds between the top two. Richie Gaines finds himself 2.5 back in third. Jack Burke 3.2 back. Skirring and Szerzynski's running really close as Szerzynski looks to the inside of Skirring. Skirring fends him off for now. Ryan Sheet in the 10, he's up 5 spots already. Bowen Smith in the 0-1-2, he's +7 into 8th. Jay Sheff 9th, Gary Mansberger now 10th as he's battling with the 16 of Ty Williams. Ty Williams trying to get by the 86. You got Logan Tremor, who is part of one of the B mains, and there's a car flipping out of turn number 4. Jay Sheff. Oh my. We'll have to see exactly what happened to Jace in that 3 machine. Keep an eye on him. He's working that cushion as he gets down into turn 3. Car just gets a little bit too high. And Bowen Smith actually slid up the racetrack a little bit right in front of Jace, and I think that kind of pushed Jace into the outside wall there because Jace had some really good momentum and just nowhere to go with it except into the wall. And he goes for a wild ride down and finally comes to rest there at the exit of turn number 4 there. So he's going to bring his car to the attention of his crew to get repaired. Stay connected with Regal Promotions Esports to never miss an update on upcoming events and broadcasts. The website is www.regalpromotions.com and on Facebook, Regal Promotions Esports. All right, Tim, we're going to go double file here. How about you give us the call for the restart?
Alrighty, pace truck's off. We're going to have a 20 lap dash here as Hannigan leads the field through 3. He fires immediately and he gets a pretty sizable advantage over the rest of the field as Royer is looking, and he is all over the tail tank of Hannigan.
Oh, we got a big scrap at the top of 3 and 4. I don't know who's turned around backwards. Diego Alvarado in the 224. We'll have to go back and take a look at this, as a couple of them got caught up on the outside line and just all tangled together. They're on this restart. Bowen Smith got turned around. Michael Skirring, Jack Burke got caught together. Logan Trimmer gets clipped, goes up the hill. There, the 16 of Ty Williams gets turned around. That's Diego Alvarado getting pushed from the 47 of Hinkle. Skirring and Burke still caught together. There, that's the 07 and 17. So, fortunately, Alvarado now involved in 2 incidents. And neither one of them his fault, it looks like. So he rejoins in the 18th position. Matt Hinkle, 19th. Mackenzie Milwain, Brody Duche didn't start. They'll be credited with 21st and 22nd. And Joseph Truskowski is scored out in the 20th position. Pace truck pulls off. Hannigan, Royer, Gaines still the top 3. Like you said, Tim, that outside line is getting very treacherous. Hannigan steps on the gas. Back underway. Now 12 laps complete in the Show Me Shootout. Jack Burke looking to the inside of Richie Gaines for a podium position. He works all the way down there near those tires. Gaines up on the cushion on the outside wall. Michael Skirring kind of splitting both of the drivers in front of him. Uh-oh! One car clips the back end of another. Ryan Sheet up into the outside wall with heavy contact. To the right front now broken on the 10 machine as the 4th caution flag waves here tonight. See there, that was really close between Szerzynski and Sheet, as Sheet works by Szerzynski as they get into turn number 1. Bowen Smith slides up the racetrack a little bit. Sheet in the 10 is there, and Sheet clips the right rear of Bowen Smith and sends him wheeling up into that outside retaining wall. Heavy impact for the 10 machine. Sheet still in the work area there. Corey Denson also has made a stop. Just a couple laps shy of the halfway point. And it's always the storyline, Tim, that outside line.
Yeah, Royer was all over Hannigan the last 2 restarts. We now have a single file, and it's going to be down to the restart as Hannigan's up on the flat. He dives down, takes the green. He gets a great launch over Royer as Royer closed the gap on the entrance of turn 1.
Yeah, Hannigan out to a great advantage, 0.7 of a second over Royer. Then you got Jack Burke and Michael Skirring and Richie Gaines. Skirring and Gaines actually was kind of caught up, and Gaines just sends it into 3 and runs through the 07 machine of Skirring, and that sends a whole bunch of them in a frenzy. Nick Larry got turned around there. I'm not sure if that was just different entrances in the corner, if one driver was unhappy with what happened through 1 and 2. But a pretty big crash there. Into 3 and 4. You see 1 and 2, Skirring slides to the middle and kind of drifts a little high. makes contact with the 111 of Richie Gaines, and Gaines and Skirring kind of was caught together, and you see Skirring enters 3 in the middle there, and Gaines just carrying a ton of momentum just runs right through Skirring in the 07, so maybe some ill wishes between those two drivers, unfortunately. Alex Szerzynski jumps on the binders to try to avoid, and he gets a part of it. Gary Mansperger, who was trying to work on the inside through there, he heavy contact and the rear axle broken in his machine. Nick Larry goes for a spin. Logan Trimmer there, a part of it as well. So at least a half dozen vehicles with damage in this latest incident. Back to green for Mason Hannigan. I think if you're the top 3, you want to see this thing run green for a bit because they have separated from the field. Then it's Spencer Putney, who, by the way, Tim, plus 13 so far, 17th to 4th, I think.
Yes, it is 4th.
Uh-oh, yellow flag once again. We'll have to see exactly what happened.
Maybe something with Skirring. The front end looks like it's destroyed.
Yeah, Jay Sheff was up in the outside wall there for a moment. We're keeping an eye on the 23 of Skirring. Or no, the 23 of Szerzynski, excuse me. Szerzynski and Alvarado made contact entering turn 1. And Szerzynski gets turned all the way around. Alvarado gets clear. And Szerzynski tries to get back going and goes straight up into the 07 of Skirring. I don't know why he wouldn't hold the brakes in that situation there, but that did not bode well for the 07 of Skirring, as Szerzynski in the 23 kept into the gas and tried to get righted before the field got around him. Well, unfortunately, Lucas Oil has proven to be a little bit of turmoil for these drivers tonight, as we haven't seen a ton of green flag action. We're going to get another single file restart. Looks like 16 cars still working around the racetrack. Richie Gaines being scored a lap down. Hannigan gets the green flag, back underway. 11 laps. If we stay green here, Royer, Burke, Putney will be able to challenge Hannigan if we stay green, but they got to get some laps under their belts as Hannigan moves down to the inside. Trevor Royer stays committed up on the outside. Putney and Burke battling for the 3rd position. Putney now moves into a podium spot. Jack Burke back to position 4. Ty Williams up into the top 5, followed by Diego Alvarado in the 224, and we've seen him involved in some accidents tonight, but what a great recovery now in the 6th position and hunting for a couple more spots.
Hey, Mason Hannigan taking the shorter way around the racetrack. He's all the way down on the bottom, almost clipping the center tire right there, and he's got really good speed. He's about 3 tenths, 2 tenths quicker the last couple laps over the rest of the field, and he's got something figured out right there.
Absolutely. Spencer Putney, Jack Burke, worked by Trevor Royer. Jack Burke's running a similar line to Hannigan, all the way as far low as he can get his race car. So there's your new top 3. Trevor Royer now into position 4, falling into the clutches of Ty Williams and Diego Alvarado, who's 5th and 6th. But Hannigan a 2.25 seconds ahead of Jack Burke the last circuit around.
Yeah, Jack Burke was actually quicker than Hannigan last lap, not this lap, as it shows Burke being slow, 2 tenths slower, but he was a tenth, maybe in a quarter quicker than Hannigan a few laps ago.
Update this time around, Mason Hannigan still the quickest car. Then you have Spencer Putney, Jack Burke right there in second and third. Ty Williams trying to get around Trevor Royer as they clang wheels out of turn 4. That allows Alvarado in the 224 to slide across the nose of Williams to go into the top 5. Royer trying to hold on to position 4. And it's quite a gap back to Bowen Smith now, who runs in the 7th position. Up front, Hannigan just continuing to click laps away as he has over a 2-second advantage coming to the line now, just 2 to go here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Jack Burke has some company in the form of Spencer Putney right behind him. You have the 117 and the 17 cars running second and third. White flag waves for Mason Hannigan. Hannigan got to the lead and has just never looked back and has stretched his legs under the final 11 laps of this green flag run. Out of turn 4, Mason Hannigan wins at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Jack Burke brings it home in position 2, and Spencer Putney rounds out the podium. We'll get to talk to those 3 here shortly after we look at the final results here from the Show Me Shootout. Mason Hannigan going to work into the Royaz Graphics victory lane. Want to get your designs ready for the track? Join their Discord or visit them on Facebook today and let Royaz Graphics bring your vision to life.
Hey, you know what? Putney, he was the biggest mover. He's up in third.
Absolutely. Our TJ Visuals hard charger, Spencer Putney, plus 14 tonight. Fantastic run for him. Trevor Royer finishes 4th tonight. Diego Alvarado 5th. And a great recovery in his own right after getting involved in some of the accidents. Ty Williams 6th. Bowen Smith 7th. Matt Hinkle 8th. Logan Trimmer 9th. Derek Patetti 10th. Jay Schaff 11th. Gary Mansberger 12th. Nick Larry 13th. Corey Denson 14th. Jeremy Christensen 15th. Richie Gaines 16th. Alex Szerzynski 17th. Michael Skirring 18th tonight. 19th goes to Ryan Sheet. 20th to Joseph Truskowski. 21st to Brody Duche, and 22nd to Mackenzie Milwain. All right, we'll try to take a look and see if we can find our top 3 available for their interviews tonight. We're going to try to start things off with our 3rd place finisher whenever he is available. I do see our race winner ready, so we might go ahead and pull him in since he is ready for his interview. Maybe switch things up a little bit tonight. Talk to our winner first. Hey, Mason, it's Tyler Tim up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. You come home with another victory tonight at the Lucas Oil Speedway. You came in tonight the points leader. You're going to leave tonight for sure the points leader. How does that feel, and did you find Lucas Oil to be tricky tonight?
No, I got quite a few laps around this joint, so kind of familiar with what it does throughout the night, and we were pretty good there. So, yeah, tonight was kind of a redemption night, and wanted to make my point proven to a lot of people out there. So, there's some people in this deal that don't necessarily like me, and I don't necessarily like them either. So, I just wanted to prove my point tonight. So, yeah, I think I proved my point last week too. Obviously, didn't run where I should have. Felt like we were in contention last week and got sent to the tail, and had had some contact points there last week, and really wasn't what I was looking for last week. But kind of proved my point there last week, and then wanted to do the same tonight, but in a different type of fashion. So um, yeah, it's just some people really feel the fire, and that's just how it goes sometimes. So I figured this would be a good track, just kind of how I drive and how it kind of suits me. So good race to Jack there and Spencer. I figured it was going to be tough, just starting out front for somebody to get to me, just because of how many laps I have on the bottom. So I had a feeling Trevor was going to kind of challenge me there, and then I think he probably faded a little bit, but other than that, good race all these guys, and yeah, it was a pretty solid ride.
Yeah, absolutely. It sure was for you, Mason. Tim, do you have anything?
Yeah, you led every lap here tonight. You didn't start on pole, but uh, what are your takeaways through the entire night? And how do you keep this momentum moving forward?
Yeah, just keep it rolling. I don't know how many we've won so far, but just keep plugging away, keep getting good points finishes. Doesn't necessarily mean win every night, but just qualify, get through the heat race and try to finish top three in the feature basically every night. So yeah, other than that though, Trevor, on the first lap, starting second, I took off pretty well there, and he kind of slid himself in a pretty vulnerable spot. So, and I just had a better run, and I could kind of square off too, and drove underneath him there down to the back straightaway, and then just kind of hit the bottom of three, probably the best I hit it all night in the one lap, and then got the lead, and then we had the caution. So, um, yeah, other than that though, I mean, we kind of went on a 8 lap span there to I think lap 11 or so, and I figured we were probably going to go to the checkered, but I wasn't really sure, and then we had that caution. So other than that though, yeah, we were pretty solid, and definitely made a couple adjustments to this thing compared to last time I ran here in the 316. I feel like I made a lot of improvement and got a little better, and definitely got a little better on the bottom too, and so yeah, yeah, not a bad night here.
No, not at all. Before we let you go, Mason, who do you need to thank for the effort?
Yeah, all the boys at Black Diamond, Trevor, Alec, Ryan, Nate, and can't thank Tim Sims, Velocity Race Designs, and yeah, I can't thank Andrew putting this deal on. He puts on one hell of a show, and hopefully we can talk him into putting a 410 deal on this coming off season, like coming into October and November. So yeah, we'll see. It's been a pretty fun deal, and we got quite a few weeks left, so looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, we certainly appreciate you talking to us here tonight. We'll let you celebrate the big win.
Thank you, sir.
All right, that was our race winner, Mason Hannigan. We're going to talk to our second place finisher now. Hey, Jack, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. What a night for you. You had a good heat race. You had a good feature. You stayed in the top three. You end up coming home in the second position. There, maybe found the bottom late on. It looked like you had some good speed and worked your way through a couple of cars to get back to the second position. Did you maybe hope you went down there sooner, or was it just the right time when you decided to go down there?
I feel like it was the right time. The middle was working for me. I mean, I wouldn't say working for me, but uh, it was okay. And then, bottom came in, and after that, I think it was the second restart. The bottom came in and started running down there, and I'm able to run the bottom really good at most shorter tracks. So I just thought I'd go down there and see it, and felt like I had a lot more speed than I did in the middle, and just kept rolling that the rest of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. You did a fantastic job of that tonight, Jack. Tim, do you have anything? Tim, are you still there?
Yes, I am here. I apologize. I pressed my mute button. But
Very
Jack, you
unprofessional.
had a rough little bit in the center of the race. Uh, what was the key you thought to bounce back tonight? What was the key to roll that luck around here?
Well, it's always really motivated me to get a interview with you guys. So, because this is actually my first ever interview. So, I was just staying motivated the whole time and just trying to race as clean as I could. I mean, I saw after the one of the restarts, I saw Richie Gaines get wrecked out up top, and so I just kind of knew I had to stay up front and be able to hold off Spencer, and he obviously did a great job. He got around me and uh, got pretty nasty up there. It was 3 wide or so, and I just kept rolling that bottom right by him. So
Yeah, absolutely, Jack. You did a great job moving down low when it mattered and getting back up to that second position. Before we let you go tonight, anybody you need to thank for the effort?
I just want to thank Caden Berry. He accepted me into his team a couple months ago, and I've been doing really good ever since then. So I want to thank Caden Berry, Jake Roya for the paint, which is really nice. I think he's one of the best graphics guys out there. So go hit him up, and Axis Construction and my parents.
All right, Jack. Well, a fantastic effort from you tonight coming home in the second position. We'll let you celebrate it.
Yep, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's talk to our third place finisher. Hey, Spencer, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. What a charge through the field. You're actually our TJ Visuals hard charger of the night. 17th to 3rd here. What a run, and you get a podium position. You were challenging Jack Burke there. You actually got into second for a minute, then Burke got back by you. But, you know, obviously with the cautions tonight, that may have helped some. But just what was it like trying to pick through the field and knowing running up on that cushion was definitely a fine line, and trying to pass drivers was at a premium.
Yeah, I usually, I try to set up to be able to run in the middle there when that track gets slick. So I just kind of took my time and picked my way through there as guys made mistakes or just keep rolling. And yeah, I got racing with Royer there and let Jack get back by me and lost the rhythm there a little bit. But no, it was a good race and glad we found some speed there after qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely. You had a fantastic effort. Tim, do you have anything?
Yeah, what was going through your mind throughout the entire race when these incidents were essentially landing in your lap? I know I'd have been scared myself a few times.
Yeah, I had a couple of them right in front of me and just kind of had to hope for the best and weave through. But yeah, no, I just try to set myself up with an escape route on those restarts so that doesn't happen.
Yeah, absolutely. As we definitely have seen some of the craziness develop after the restarts here tonight. Before we let you go, Spencer, who do you need to thank for the effort?
Yeah, just elite performance with some great sets and Taylor Wineland just setting us up for success.
All right, Spencer. Well, it's great talking to you tonight, and congratulations on the top 3.
Great, thanks guys.
Thank you. All right. Well, that's going to conclude our interviews here tonight at the Lucas Oil Speedway in the Show Me Shootout. Any closing thoughts from you, Tim?
Just a wild night of racing. It's awesome when we get to call these races and especially be right about the way that the track plays out into the driver's hands. They got to not overstep the boundaries, and then on top of that, we had a super slick track, making it even more difficult for these drivers.
Absolutely. And Mason Hannigan coming out on top, getting another win here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Upcoming for the Regal Promotions Esports Series. This Sunday, April the 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern is going to be round number 3 of the 2025 Regal Promotions Esports Extreme 358 Modified Tour. There's a $100 top 5-point fund, and this week's action is going to be at the Lernerville Speedway. They're going to have a 40-lap feature. It's a fixed setup in those cars, and if you want to be a member, it's $10. Then next Monday night, starting at 7 p.m., is going to be round number 9 of the 305 Sprint Car Series, and that's going to be the Corn Belt Clash by Royalty Racing Network at the Knoxville Raceway. The 305s will have a 25-lap feature. That's a fixed setup, free entry, And if you're under a 35, you got to be under a 3,500 iRating cap, and that's going to be live over on the Regal Promotions Esports YouTube channel. Following the 305 division at 8:15 p.m. next Monday night, it's going to be round number 8 of the 360 Sprint Car Series. That's also going to be the Corn Belt Clash by Royalty Racing Network. They're also going to be at the Knoxville Raceway. 30-lap feature for the 360s. Again, open setup, free entry, and you got to at least have a 2,000 iRating or higher. And next week's action, unfortunately not going to be here on the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm going to have to take a little bit of time off. Right Rear Racing is going to have the coverage of the 360 Sprint Car Division next Monday night. So go on and check them out. Search up the Right Rear Racing on YouTube and give them a like and a subscription, as they'll have the coverage for you next Monday night in the 360s. A big event for the 305s. Starting in June, Monday, June the 9th, is going to be the 305 Nationals, qualifying night number 1 at Huset's. Then Tuesday, June the 10th, is going to be qualifying night 2 for the 305 Nationals. And Wednesday, June 11th, is going to be the main event 40-lap feature, getting a trophy to the winner. And all of that action is going to be live on the Regal Promotions Esports YouTube channel. So, again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight at the Lucas Oil Speedway. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night, everybody.